Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Chicago White Sox March to October. This one is going to be a full episode, not a half episode like the last one was. And if you didn't see it, the last one, I called it a half episode, not because it was shorter in length, because it definitely wasn't. I just did a mid-season stat update because we are exactly halfway through the season, so I wanted to update everyone on the stats of each individual player on our team. But now we're going to get back into the gameplay for this one. The last time we played some games, it ended up pretty rough. I think we dropped a game to the Tigers that we should have won, and it contributed to a lot of snowflakes, a lot of negative momentum. So we really have to make sure we can close out this game against the Tigers to make sure we can reduce that giant snowflake a little bit and try and get ourselves back on the right track. No intro for this one. Interesting. I would have thought since it was a little bit longer of a moment, they would have brought us into this game with a little intro. We've got Dallas Keuchel on the mound. 73 pitches in. He still has about half of his energy bar left. He's been insane this year, and he's going to get a double play to start it off, assuming... Alright, good. First pitch of the inning, double play turned. We get out of the little jam he was in. He's still throwing a shutout through 6. And just real quick, as I step up to the plate now, I wanted to point it out. I changed my camera angle. I used to always use offset zoom. I switched to strike zone 2. I was struggling a lot hitting on Diamond Dynasty, so I thought I had to switch something up. And I did. I changed my camera angle to strike zone 2. So this is probably what we're going to see for the foreseeable future, at least. I know it's kind of a little bit worse just because you can't see the batter as well. So like for a thing like this, like March to October, it might not be as ideal, but if it helps me do better, I'm going to leave it that way. And it actually is leading us off with a walk. Maybe that was the new camera angle. Maybe I would have swung at one of those balls, but Yohan Moncada getting on first as we're looking for some insurance. And Leury looks like he's going to be flying out to left. I should have done more at that at bat. I probably didn't show it, but the very first pitch of the at bat was a fastball right down the middle. Oh, and that one was right down the middle. I definitely should have done more with that. That one should have been hit a lot harder than it was. Man. Oh, and I went swinging on the first pitch with Edwin. So the leadoff walk can't turn into anything, even though we definitely had opportunities. Leading off the next inning, giving up a single. Not quite the start you want, especially with pretty good speed. Man, Candelario putting together crazy good at bat. Let's not lose him here, but that was right down the middle. I don't want to be throwing that pitch. Legend difficulty, man. It worries me sometimes because they can take you deep whenever. You don't want to give them the chance to do it. Oh, and that one's going to get down the line. We got to keep that run from scoring. Get that ball in. Come on. It's not a perfect throw, but we can still... No, we can't. Man, see, that is just what I was talking about with legend difficulty. They're going to do it whenever they want. I'm not going to leave Keuchel in for much longer if he can't get out of this. He's on a pretty short leash now. I would say one more hit or walk allowed, and his day's probably done. That's not a good sign. That was crushed. There we go, back on track with the strikeout. And that one, a lazy fly ball to left. Leury should be able to make that play, and he does. So we get out of the inning with the lead. I really feel like we could have saved that inning without scoring a run. But we gave up a run anyway. We need insurance, though. 2 runs might not be enough. 3-0 count to Grandal here. And it kind of reminds me, we went over the stats in the last episode, but I forgot to look at everybody's wins above replacement. And actually, Grandal, I'm pretty sure out of all of our hitters, has the second highest wins above replacement, which I wasn't really thinking would be the case, because in terms of starters at the plate, he's not doing the best. Man, if Grandal was a little bit faster, I'd be trying to bunt him over with Engel. I don't feel good with Engel at the plate. He's not the best hitter. But man, he does have 99 bunting. I checked. But even with 99 bunting, I don't trust this game enough to give me a good enough bunt for a guy with 6 speed to make it to second. Oh, Engel's proving me wrong. That ball is crushed to the gap, and it's getting out. What? Adam Engel, of all people. That's his first home run on the year. I was literally just talking about bunting with him because he can't hit. He's batting under 200, well under 200. And then the very next pitch, he just rocks one into the gap and it leaves. And it actually knocked the pitcher out of the game. And they brought in a righty to face Nomar Mazara. I was probably going to consider taking Mazara out pinch hitting if Engel didn't hit that home run. But now we don't need to. What a pitch. Oh, and Mazara worked it to a 3-2 count. But I couldn't not swing at that pitch. Good two-seam there. Tim Anderson, though, with 2 outs, is going to keep this inning going. That should also extend his league lead in doubles. I think that'll be number 28 unless he's hit one earlier in this game. Yep, double number 28. So we got a chance to keep this inning going, and they walk Yoan Moncada. Interesting that they do that with 2 outs. They must really be scared of him. Oh, and he threw that right down the middle. Timed it up, but I must have just gotten under it. But that's okay, though. We put up a good inning there. Got some insurance run on the Adam Engel home run. And now Keuchel has a little bit more of a lead to work with. He's still got plenty of energy, so I am more than okay with using him until he starts getting hit around a little bit. Oh, and that might be starting early. I really hope all of the online fielding issues haven't followed. Come on. All right. I think Keuchel's done. All right. After back-to-back hits to start the inning, I think Keuchel's day is over. Tying run coming to the plate. We're bringing in Joe Kelly. Has not been very good at all since we've acquired him, but that's kind of why I wanted to use him, because he's still a good pitcher to use. So I'm hoping maybe I can turn it around for him a bit. But like I was saying before when Miggy got that base hit, I hope some of the online fielding issues have not followed into this game offline, because if you pair some of those issues that have been happening online more and more with our already pretty poor fielding outfield, we're not going to look good out there, man. Oh, and we got him swinging with that 2-seam up and in. Joe Kelly with that outlier quirk on that pitch. And now the 2-seam breaks a bat. Infield fly. And the curveball gets some great job out of Joe Kelly that inning, man. Coming in with nobody out and 2 on, and he doesn't allow anything. Well, with how good he did to close out last inning, I'm going to leave Joe Kelly in. Hopefully he can get the 2-inning save in this one. Just in case, too, I do have Aaron Bummer and Colomé warming up in the pen, but I'm pretty confident in Joe Kelly after what he did. And he's not slowing down. 102 on the 2-seam away. And the 2-seam's going to get another strikeout. 102 again on the radar gun. And the knuckle curve on the corner is going to strike out the side in order. Joe Kelly looking great in that game in those 2 innings. He hasn't been good since we traded for him, but hopefully that was the little kick he needed to get his season back on track. We're only getting 1 fireball from that one. I'm assuming that would have been a very negative momentum shift if we were to lose that one. So this win might not go very far in chipping away at that ice block we have in terms of momentum, but it's definitely a lot better than if we would have lost it. And how about Adam Engel? It said he had 3 RBI in that game. We had 4 total runs and he drove in 3 of them. Let's see what kind of impact that had. Like I said, it's probably not going to chip away too much, but it definitely reduced the snowflake. Hopefully we won't get too negatively impacted by it. There's a couple losses because of it. Got swept in another trade. So I honestly think we lost every single game that was simulated after that win that we just had. So that's a shame. But this is definitely good. Getting another chance to make a trade here. So looking at all of these options, there's really nobody significant that we'd be giving up. For Zach Britton, it'd be all D potentials. For here, we got a couple of C's, but they're low overalls, and a C and a B, but he's only a 57 overall, and he's 24. So nobody big that we're going to be trading away. So I just gave a look at all three of these guys here. All of them are being boosted by morale right now. So Jonathan Holder and Britton are both only 75s, actually, and Michael Givens is a 79. And if it was a normal, I don't want to say this is an abnormal circumstance, but if this was just not including anything I have on the roster right now, this would be probably the easiest decision I would have to make. I would take Michael Givens in a heartbeat. But the thing is, we only have 3 lefties in the bullpen as of right now, and one of them is Gio Gonzalez, who's actually a starting pitcher. So part of me is thinking we should add another lefty to the bullpen in Zach Britton. And Zach Britton so far this year, he's had 20 innings pitched. He has a 3.6 ERA with a 1.7 WHIP. So he's not having like a good season, but he's not having an awful season either. Michael Givens, on the other hand, he's been pretty lights out this year. He has 22 saves with a 2-0 record, no blown saves in 26 innings pitched, and he only has a 2.05 ERA with 29 strikeouts and a below 1 WHIP. And then Jonathan Holder potentially doing even better. He might not be in as much in the high leverage situations, so it's kind of up to interpretation. But he has 23 innings pitched. He does have 2 losses on his record, though. No saves. It looks like no save opportunities. But he's only given up. He only has an ERA of 1.17, also with a below 1 WHIP. Man, I don't know. As I look at Jonathan Holder just a little bit more, I'm kind of liking what he's offering too. He's got 4 pitches to Michael Givens' 3. But Givens is also having a good year, and he's a closer with 22 saves. And that's honestly kind of something we're lacking right now, is like a definitive closer. I feel like nobody on our team has really stepped into that role. And part of me honestly wants to trade for Holder just because he's younger and he's developing a little bit more. And also because I'm like 99% sure at this point that once this March to October is over, I'm going to turn this into a franchise. But I got to be honest, man, I don't think I can pass up on Givens here. I really don't. Like I said, he's an established closer this year. He's putting up crazy good numbers. So yeah, I think I am going to make this trade. It's going to be our 3rd trade on the season. I don't know if there'll be any more as we go along because we still have 30 days until the trade deadline. But I really don't see how I can pass up on this opportunity here to add another good bullpen arm in Michael Givens. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. We're going to take Givens over the other 2. And it is now official. So let's see if we can get some simulation wins. No, we're actually going to go ahead and play. So yeah, even though I won that game that we played against the Tigers, we've dropped every game since then because of that negative momentum. But it seems like that negative momentum is out of our system. The snowflake got pretty small. We find ourselves 4.5 back in the division. We're down to 85 projected wins again. Well, now I'm over here in the pitching rotation screen to see how we're looking after adding Givens. And the game default decided to get rid of Jace Fry. That is not at all what I wanted to happen. Now we're down to even less lefties. And before I started talking, I had to change again Gio Gonzalez and Ronaldo Lopez around because the game keeps switching them and putting Gio in the rotation when I don't want him there. I don't think there's anything I can do to call him back up. I don't think I have that kind of control in March to October to do that. And I knew it. I knew it again after I saw it change Gio. It changed the lineup again. I literally just changed the lineup back to what I wanted before this episode, and now they've already changed it back automatically. Well, that is going to do it for this episode, though. We're going to save this next one for the next one. Let me know in the comments below what you think of me turning this White Sox March to October into a franchise after it's over, after the postseason or the World Series, or however far we make it after that's over. Like I said, I'm like 99% sure that that's what I'm going to do, but just let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know if you'd stick around to watch a franchise after this is over, or if you're more interested in just the novelty of March to October itself. Also, make sure to hit that like button for me and subscribe to see the rest of this March to October. We are in the end game now. Well, maybe not. We're just past halfway, but we got a lot of catching up to do. But that's all I have for you guys in this one. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.